Today we're going to be doing circuit training. The easiest way to describe circuit training is just a list of exercises. We allocate each exercise a station. Today we've got 10 different stations, so 10 different exercises. You'll be at each station for 30 seconds. In between each station you have 10 seconds to get to the next one and start the next exercise. Once you've done all 10, there's a 2-minute rest and then we start the circuit again. We do that 3 to 5 times depending on your fitness levels and how you're feeling at the end of 3 loops. The good thing about circuit training is it's really easy to alter for fitness levels. So if you want to make it easier, if you want to make it harder, you just adjust the exercises or the amount of time you're doing the exercises for or the amount of reps you're doing it for. The other good thing is it's easy to alter to your training goals. So if you want to improve for a particular sport, for example, you can put drills in that are relevant to that sport. Today, what we want to work on is aerobic fitness, a bit of anaerobic fitness, agility, which is your ability to change direction at speed. We're also going to be working on a bit of core strength and also some leg strength. If we do all them things, you're also going to be burning a lot of calories because anaerobic fitness is very high and intense. Aerobic fitness is going to burn calories anyway. Agility training is even more intense, so you're going to be burning calories that way. If we increase muscle tone and muscle mass, that's going to increase your metabolism, so it's going to be easier to burn calories as well. Okay, so if we get started with the first one. The first exercise is the agility ladder. Everything we do on the ladder wants to be at 100% effort. You can then get your rest on the way back to the start of the ladder. It's up to you if you walk, jog or run here depending on your fitness levels. You can make this exercise harder by selecting different exercises to do on the ladder, as you can see here. The one on the left is the hardest exercise to do and the one on the right is the easiest. The second exercise is the hurdles. This is another agility exercise, so it's important when we're going over the hurdles we're doing it at 100% speed. This will allow us to increase our agility. Now as you can see, there's a number of different ways of going over these hurdles. The first one was just high knees. The second one was then 2-footed bunny hops. The third one is 1-footed bunny hops. If you do this, it's important you do it on both sides. And the final way we're going to show today is side step zigzags. Have a play around with these different ways of doing it and see which ones make you work the hardest and the ones you can do. Stick with them and go for it. Okay, so the next exercise is the sit-up. This is a core strength exercise. It's going to improve the strength of your rectus abdominals or your abdominal muscles. As you come up, you want to make sure you're keeping your chin off of your chest and you also want to keep a nice right angle with your legs. Here's an alteration of it where you bring your elbow across to the opposite knee. This involves the oblique muscles. If you're struggling with the sit-ups, then do an abdominal crunch. It's a smaller and easier exercise that puts less stress on your lower back. The next exercise is the northeast southwest agility drill. It comprises of 2 compasses, one at either end of a runway. When you get to one of the compasses, you have to touch the middle cone, then go out to the left, and then back into the middle, up to the top, back into the middle, out to the right, back into the middle, and then back down to the bottom, touching each cone as you go and up to the other compass. It's completely up to you if you walk, run or jog between the 2 compasses depending on your fitness levels. You just want to be making sure that you're working hard. The other thing is, it may make more sense to you to keep facing the same direction as you touch each cone or to turn to face each cone depending on what sport or what event you might be training for. The next exercise is a core strengthening exercise. It works the muscles of your lower back and it's called a dorsal raise. With your feet on the floor and your head facing the floor in front of you, lift your chest off the floor, squeezing the muscles of the lower back. This will work your erector spinae muscle specifically. If you want to make this harder, you simply need to increase the length of the lever. The way to do this is to move your arms from behind your back up to the side of your head. If you want to make it harder than this still, then you can put your arms outstretched in front of you. This exercise can also be altered to make slightly harder and to also involve the gluteus maximus muscles. The way to do this is to, as you lift your chest off the floor, also to try to lift your upper leg off of the floor as well, squeezing the glute muscle as you do. Hold for the top for about 2 seconds and then release back to the start. The next exercise is the body weight squat. With feet about shoulder width apart and facing forwards or slightly outwards, you want to keep a nice tight core and then squat down so that your upper leg is around parallel with the floor. You also need to make sure that your knees do not cross the toe line, as this can put unwanted stress onto the knee joint. This exercise works the quads, the glutes and the hamstrings. If you did want to increase the difficulty of this exercise, you could do something like jump squats, or you could simply hold on to a dumbbell weight as you did this exercise. The 7th exercise is box drills. This is made up of 4 cones positioned in a box, and you have to do a particular movement from one cone to the other in the box. So we started off with a jog, a side step, a back pedal, and then another side step. And there we just had a jog, and then a sprint, and then a back pedal, and then a jog. But you can do whatever you want with this. You can include skipping, you can even include bear crawling if you want. Easy ones to start off with though would be a combination of jogs, back pedals and side steps. But if you're training for a particular sport, then you may want to alter this so you're training particular skills that you might be using in a game. For example, a footballer who plays in defence might want to use backpedaling in this, as it allows them to more effectively jockey the attacking player during matches. The next exercise is the plank. Throughout this, you want to keep a nice tight core, as that is what this exercise is working. You want to have your elbows positioned underneath your shoulders and your legs need to be outstretched completely. You then want to go up into a straight position where the only points of contact with the floor are your toes and your elbows. Hold this position and try and keep a nice straight line from your upper back all the way down to your ankles. The next exercise is bodyweight lunges. You want to have your feet about hip to shoulder width distance apart, and you want to be facing forwards with a nice straight core. Then you want to take a nice big step forwards, lunging into that leading leg. You want to make a right angle with each of your legs when you're at the bottom of the move. When you push back up, you want to push back up in one step. You can make this exercise harder and more intense by doing jump lunges. This exercise works your quads, your hamstrings and your glutes. The final exercise in the circuit is suicides. It consists of a row of 4 cones. You have to start off with the first one, run out to the second one, touch it, run back to the first one. Then you run out to the third one, touch it, then run back to the first one. Then you run out to the 4th and final one, touch it, and then run back to the first one. Once you've got to that 4th one and run back, you simply keep going from 1st to 4th, 1st to 4th. This is a test of fitness, this one. So what I suggest you do is you start off at a high intensity, either sprinting or running, and then when you get more tired, you may need to take it down to a jog, and even if you need to, take it down to a walk. The important thing is that you're making yourself work hard and you feel like you're getting a lot out of the session. So be honest to yourself and work hard on this one. This one's all about change of direction, so it is purely an agility drill. This will help improve your performance in things like five-a-side football when change of direction is happening all of the time and it has to be fast. Okay, so adjust and alter that circuit so by the time you've done all 10 stations for 30 seconds that you're tired, you're breathing hard and you feel like you've worked hard. After that, have a 2-minute break, get some air in, get a bit of water and then get ready to go again. You want to try and do this at least 3 times round, 3 laps. The second time is probably going to seem the hardest because it's the second time you're thinking I've got to do this again afterwards. Push through that, get to the last one, and then your brain's on your side. It'll be telling you to keep going. So just keep pushing through, work hard, let me know how it goes.